Well, we are back on another director, another time, and here we go. It's Quentin Tarantino, my Quentin Tarantino experience. Also, along with Wes Anderson, I have seen most of his movies except for his newest movie. And I am excited, very excited to do these reviews. Um, and Quentin Tarantino, I will say, goes out in a bang, literally, and that would be Reservoir Dogs. So, what do I think of Reservoir Dogs? I think I hated this movie when I first saw it. I was way too young to understand it. I just thought it was gross to be gross and just boring and slow. Quentin Tarantino to me is a certain taste. He has a lot, sometimes too much dialogue in his movies. And this movie he doesn't overdo that as much as he does later on in his career, which I think is my biggest criticism of Quentin Tarantino. I don't mind the blood so much or the violence. I actually think those make his movies what they are. The Reservoir Dog has one of the all-time best openings of talking about like aversion, not tipping. It's just great stuff. I really enjoy that this movie goes back and forth in time so much. Something he actually perfects as soon as he does Pulp Fiction, I feel. And he does a brilliant job introducing that. I love that. I love movies like that. So I highly enjoy that. We truly get to know all these characters and why they're there, and it gives purpose to them with having to spend 3 hours trying to explain that, which becomes a problem with some of his later movies. But Reservoir Dogs, I like it because it's mostly a bottle movie, which means that it takes place in one setting. But like, there's just so much to these characters. And like, just like Lynch and Anderson, Tarantino's very, very good at making characters, and that's what makes his movie so special. And Reservoir Dogs, what a start! I mean, this is such an independent movie, but it's so great. There's so much to love about this movie. I love all the agents. I like that they're colored. Mr. Blonde, as disturbing as he is, was truly an amazing character. The acting's really dead on. I especially like Tim Roth in this. I think I said his name wrong, but I think it's Tim Roth. But he really nails this role, and he'll be in a lot more Quentin Tarantino films. Bushy's in this. I love him. Buscemi. I mean, I can't say the names very well. And then Harvey Keitel, of course. But this movie, what it does so good is it just kind of keeps you glued to the screen, even when there's a lot of dialogue. It doesn't really bore you. It just kind of shows you that, hey, gangsters can be very likable guys. They can be just like you and me, except they have a little extra something that's hard to explain. So Reservoir Dogs, great job of introducing that. This is a really fun movie to watch. I always love the dialogue so much in this movie. Now the violence, some people might not like. I don't have a problem with it. It really is humorous in Quentin Tarantino movies, which is, I know it's strange to say, but that's how it works for me when I'm watching Quentin Tarantino. So Reservoir Dog, what a great start. Like, you don't see many directors once, which I feel is like this with all three of the directors I've done. Is they all three have made really, really good first movies. Now, where it stands with the other guys, I still feel like I like Eraserhead most, but this one really automatically tells you what Quentin Tarantino is truly gonna be like, and it's exciting. It was definitely something new of its time in '92. Um, I mean, it might not seem like much today, but it kind of is special. People, I mean, you see jokes about the ending. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, the ending where they all shoot each other at one time. And then you just the ear scene even's parroted and all that stuff, and the use of music's really good with what's going on, and it's just like you actually like the characters, and it's almost kind of heartbreaking what happens at the end because they're kind of lovable people. They're not. They're other than them killing and torture. They're actually other than Mr. Blonde, which yeah, I kind of just hate Mr. Blonde, but I really love these guys, and I mean it's just kind of beautiful. Kind of beautiful how it all comes together. I think Quentin Tarantino came out really hot through this movie, and it's a very appreciated movie. I mean, I think it does probably take a couple watches and maybe just kind of saying to yourself, you know, there is a lot of violence, there's a lot of cussing. Using the N word, I'm not huge on it. I think that's my big flaw with Quentin Tarantino. I don't think it's necessary to use the N word so much in these movies. Um, I don't know. That's just me. I'm not saying. I don't know. I think that's been a flaw in his movies is his use of the N word. I don't really care for it at all. I don't want to say it. I don't agree with it. I think it's a terrible. But sadly, that's way people actually do talk, and Quentin Tarantino's being brutally honest with how people behave and talk. So love it. I love this movie. I've watched it many times. I mean, I think I enjoy it more than Bottle Rocket and up there at Racerhead. I think this was one of the in the best list probably for first movies. It comes out flying. It's even I think much better than a lot of his later movies, which I will talk about later. I think maybe to be truthful, I feel like the hour and about 39, 40 minutes really works for Quentin Tarantino. A lot of his other movies go way beyond that and maybe drag a bit, but this movie just keeps flowing. It just has great, snappy dialogue. Music really works. Would I say it's a perfect movie? No. Just because I don't know. I think the N word thing kind of brings it down for me a bit, but not just the N word thing, but just the fact that this movie definitely he would definitely improve in settings and do so much more with his movies. This movie definitely feels almost small budget, and then I kind of find some of the acting very laughable, especially when like Tim Roth is like, I mean like I understand the screaming if you get shot and everything, but it just seems over the top, and I don't know that just kind of gets to me a little bit. And I mean, I love David Lynch. David Lynch is very over the top with his acting, but Quentin Tarantino, it doesn't quite work as well with him as it does with David Lynch movies. But like as I said, this is an amazing first start, and I'm definitely excited for movie number two because movie number two could quite possibly be up there as one of my all-time favorite movies. So probably not with so much. I'm probably gonna be glowing about it once again because I love it. I've seen it a million times. Pulp Fiction, here we come, and we are done with Reservoir Dogs. Enjoy, guys. I hope you guys get to see that. I actually might be watching Mr. Robot. I got about 5 or 6 episodes of the series, and I'm excited to share that about Mr. Robot. See you guys, and yeah, have a good one.